So our partner is Caitlin Ng. I'm Pyle Hegde.
I'm Via Jane. We are founders of Today. We are currently juniors at Prospect High School, which is located in Saratoga, California. For our NGN project, we are pitching a STEM solution focusing on Goal 7, educational access for all, and Goal 21, ensuring that no one is left behind. We are looking for grant donors to help make our product more successful.
So the first problem we are addressing is educational inequality. The economic disparity between families increases the learning gap between students, as children of a low socioeconomic class do not have access to the same supplies or opportunities that are readily available to their peers. This puts them at an inherent disadvantage and prevents them from having equal educational opportunities. For families that are living paycheck to paycheck, providing basic school supplies, such as notebooks and binders, are already an additional expense. This means that planners, which can cost anywhere between $7 and $35, are considered an extremely low priority item. The exorbitant cost of fundamental school supplies restricts academic opportunity for those students. Another problem of today's world is the lack of environmental consciousness of businesses and a large amount of paper waste. Manufacturing companies are often not held accountable for the damage they have done to the environment and do not take these steps to ensure that they're minimizing their carbon emissions. We hope to better address the current environmental situation by directly ensuring that less paper goes into the landfill.
With both of these issues in mind, our solution takes excess scratch paper from local schools and businesses and repurposes them into educational planners. These planners are then donated to charities such as Sacred Heart and Salvation Army to provide relief for children and families living in poorer communities. By supplying low-income families with materials other than the bare necessities, we are helping students take responsibility for their educational careers. We hope our project will help students plan for their future and take advantage of all academic opportunities presented to them. We are the first step in ensuring that every student has the necessary tools for a fulfilling education.
Academic success begins with an individual's mindset. With increased access to planners, we are not only providing students with the physical resources they need to succeed, but we are also allowing them to fulfill their academic potential. Students of low socioeconomic backgrounds are immediately placed at an inherent disadvantage. Just as you cannot expect a student to complete an assignment without a pencil or paper, you cannot expect a student to flourish with only the bare minimums. Individuals of wealthier status have access to tools such as computers, graphing calculators, and private tutors, all of which help them excel in school and prepare them to succeed in life. Distributing planners to those that can't afford them is the first step for students to control their own futures. For example, organizational skills are essential in any professional occupation. Students can begin developing organizational skills that will help them adapt to any future endeavors they might pursue. In order to decrease the socioeconomic divide amongst students, we need your support to make planners for underprivileged students. With grant donors, we will be able to make planners directly and give them to charities, rather than outsourcing to secondary organizations.
Because we plan to be a nonprofit organization, the source of our revenue will be based on the donations we receive from the public. Those who are willing to donate will be given a complimentary planner as a thank you for their contribution. Our goal is to make 750 planners by the end of 2020 and donate them to Sacred Heart and Salvation Army. In order to meet this goal, we will need $3,000 to cover our expenses, as each planner costs approximately $4 to make. This money will go into purchasing binding materials, such as washi tape to cover the edges of the papers and double-sided sticky tape, and liquid glue to bind the pages of our planner together. These materials are not only essential for binding the planner, but will also be used to give the planner a refined and professional appearance. Our nonprofit, Today, will distribute the planners to the donation centers Sacred Heart and Salvation Army in Oakland, where a majority of the community is of a low income status.
So for our expenses, The main expenses were the double-sided tape that we used to bind the papers together, because the scratch paper we received from teachers at our local high school was like given for free, and it was just donated from the teachers. And as you can see in the picture, the paper that we used had type on one side and was blank on the other. So in making the planners, we just folded the papers in half in order to hide the writing. Another expense that we used was the washi tape, which was used to bind the edges of the paper together to give it a more professional look. And so for our prototype, we made copies of month outlines as well as weekly outlines so that production can be more efficient. And then we have a video demonstrating how our planner looks. And due to COVID-19, we weren't able to completely finish it, including like the final binding and the cover. However, we finished combining the pages together with the double-sided tape and doing the monthly and weekly outlines. Okay, and that's it for the prototype.
One main strength is that the manufacturing of our product and the product itself are environmentally friendly. We collected materials by asking teachers from our high school to donate any excess scratch paper. And since each planner is only 65 pages long, we now have access to a large supply of available resources to continue making our product. Furthermore, our product is handmade, which means that we did not release any carbon emissions in the manufacturing process. The sole weakness of our product was the amount of time it took to manufacture the planner from start to finish. It took 8 hours to complete the design of the planner, including designing the pages and making copies, and another 4 hours to assemble the planner by itself. Due to the production time, it'll be difficult to mass produce our planners and distribute them to those in need. One opportunity that is presented to our company is the accessibility to a market that is open to consume our goods and the large population of people that will benefit from it. However, the threat of making a homemade planner is how it'll compare to a store-bought planner. Planners sold in stores have a more refined and professional appearance, ultimately making them more attractive than our product.
Our key advantage over our competitors is that we are reaching a market that they have alienated. As planners can cost anywhere between $7 and $35, many low-income families are unable to afford them. Rather than contributing to this exorbitant cost, we are donating our planners to ensure that academic tools are accessible to anyone, regardless of their financial state. These planners are reaching a demographic that has been left behind, which is not only beneficial for them, but also for our company because it establishes a reliable group of consumers. Our second advantage is that we recognize the environmental concerns of today. Our company has made an eco-friendly product built entirely from scratch paper that limits our contribution to paper waste and carbon emissions.
To conclude, while it may seem small, the ripple effects of small things are extraordinary. This quote exemplifies two things about our project. First, even though planners are often considered to be cheap, easily accessible items, for many, it is a luxury that can have a large effect. Second, although distributing planners seems insignificant when looking at the astronomical problem of educational inequality, it is the first step in closing the divide. With your help, we hope to expand our production of planners to help to better address these goals. And that's the end of our presentation. Are there any questions?
Just a quick one. Are you thinking about including some instructions on how to effectively use the planner?
We didn't consider that because we assumed that it would just be used for people to like mark their like academic like assignments and goals, or like any way that they choose. Not a specific like we didn't have a specific idea in mind for how exactly they can use it.
Thanks.
Hi, good good presentation, ladies. I just had a quick question, kind of follow-on question, especially for your demographic, for students who aren't used to using planners. How do you see yourself helping them to understand to use planners because they don't have them today?
I think that by donating the planners to charities, we're hoping that people who would like know of planners and would like to use them would take advantage of that and use our planner. So we didn't really keep in mind that we would be explaining to them how to use planners, but we're hoping that people who don't have access to them and may want to use them can take advantage of our product.
I also think it wouldn't be super difficult to just include like a little bit of a note at the beginning, like at the beginning of the planner, just explain the things that you can use it for to give people ideas, especially since they don't currently have things like that.
Got it. I have a question. Have you guys thought about decreasing ways you could decrease production time while still making it eco-friendly and be able to scale up?
Yeah, so when we do make them in the future, we will be hopefully getting volunteers. It's just that due to the circumstances right now, we didn't feel safe having more people involved in the project than necessary.
Also, we researched a way to fold the paper more efficiently. That's like a handmade tool. So it's not like a machine that's taking up a lot of energy. It's just something simple to increase the production time decrease the production time a little bit.
Got it. The other thing I was thinking of is there a way to partner with schools? So this could be like an arts and craft project for them to fold paper, what have you, so that would maybe something to help you with the volunteer time.
Yeah, definitely.
That's what we had in mind as well.